got big dreams, I'ma do big things. Yeah, you see me on the big screen looking so clean. I don't move slow, I move fast right past.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Samix Plays here, and I am back with another TFT video. I've been kind of off and on lately, but to be honest, it's just because there's not like too much left for me to do in the game, and I don't want to just like throw out videos that has like no relevance and I'm just trying to like get views or whatever, right? So basically what I've been doing is I've been playing TFT like on the side, and then I entered like physical therapy. I've also been working out and stuff like that. Basically I touched grass and I stopped grinding the game for 50 hours a day. But no, we got some pretty banger news. So depending on where you fall on the side of nerfs and buffs, the devs made an announcement that if you were in the camp of wanting to nerf Freyna, they said that it's not going to happen. They do not have any plans to nerf Freyna. They also had some really cool announcements, such as in season 2 we're getting a lot of like quality of life updates, such as like multiple research, and we're also getting, of course, the companion and mega dungeon in December. And then after that we get season 2, right? They also said that this weekend is going to be the reveal, like kind of like the teaser of season 2, so we'll have to wait and see what that looks like. I'm assuming it's going to be on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, so that is going to be something to look forward to as well. I hope they have learned from season 1 to kind of stay away from like the puzzle stuff. I know some people like it, but like the majority of people really disliked it, right? On top of the Haley shard grind, people were not happy with the season 1 launch, which I don't blame them. I kind of wish that we kind of got like a more hype season 1 like drop, but it is what it is. I think this is something they're like working on, and they've kind of gotten a lot of feedback on, as we have seen with like the reactor changes. I mean, really with all the changes, like if you have to give it to the devs in this game, the quality of life and the feedback that they give to the community is like almost the best I've ever seen in any game. They're extremely responsive and quick to fix things, and they add a lot of good quality of life stuff to make the game just much more enjoyable, especially for the casual player base. But it also creates problems for the tryhards of the game. This is where it always gets tricky, right? Because you have to create a game that caters to the casual player base. You don't want to make it too difficult, because then those players aren't going to want to play the game. But you also have a large majority of the player base that wants a challenge, right? Because it's like, well, why are we building up our characters if there's nothing to challenge our characters? This kind of sparked a debate between the Freyna nerfs and people saying like, no, don't nerf her, bring the other Descendants up, which is what they decided to do. They decided we're not going to touch Freyna, and we are going to buff up the other Descendants in the game to kind of match her. Now, this isn't anything new. We've seen this since the launch of TFT with Bunny. People were complaining about Bunny, that she was too overpowered, she was running to the dungeons too quickly, and they basically weren't able to play the game, which is another thing the devs also said that they are going to adjust. They said they're thinking of ways to handle it, so we'll have to wait and see. I fall in the camp of each Descendant is like really good at doing something, right? So if you're mad about Bunny and Freyna like just running through the dungeon, I think it's kind of unreasonable to want people to slow their runs down just because you think that Bunny and Freyna are like OP. You don't want to play them to be efficient in clearing dungeons. Like if there is a way for people to clear a dungeon in 5 minutes and you expect them to take like 20 minutes to clear that dungeon for your gameplay experience, I think that's kind of unreasonable. I think that you need to either hop on Bunny or Freyna, and or you should just go private, right? I don't think you should have a say in how other people play the game. I think that's just ridiculous. If there's an optimal way, people are gonna do it. I don't think we need to like nerf everything. I think we need to buff other Descendants. I mean, it's really not that bad as people are making it out to be. I've done runs on like Viessa and Glay and stuff like that, and I've had like a Freyna and Bunny in my party. I'm like, thank you, bro, because I've done these dungeons like so many times now. I'm just like, I want to get it over. Like I'm trying to level as quick as possible, right? So I'm like, hey, thanks for the carry, man, you know? But some people just don't see it that way. They're just like, oh, you know, I'm not able to play the game, and it's like, oh, well, I don't want to go private, it's a co-op game. You kind of have to like make a sacrifice here, my dude. Like if you want to play multiplayer, you can't expect people to not play the good characters that are meant to clear the content really quick. It's just kind of unreasonable, but that's how I look at it anyway. Maybe I'm in the minority, I don't know. But overall, I don't think that nerfing the characters is the correct thing to do. I think buffing the other ones to make it more in line with the other characters is the correct thing, which is exactly what they actually ended up doing. So I'll go ahead and paste the response on the screen here just so you can kind of read along with me here. But basically, Somebody asked, is there any plans to nerf Freyna? And one of the devs responded, here is the final conclusion regarding Freyna adjustments. No immediate adjustments will be made to Freyna. Priority will be given to rebalancing and reworking other Descendants. Freyna's power will be balanced through content. So I'm assuming this means future content. She's not going to be as OP, maybe not be able to one-shot everything. Then it goes on to say, once other Descendants balances are elevated, aka once other Descendants are buffed, we will revisit the overpowered Descendants as needed. So yeah, there you go. They're saying they're not going to nerf her. They have no plans to nerf her. So if you were worried that she was going to get nerfed, you can breathe easy. They are not going to touch her, at least for not right now. They said maybe in the future they'll rethink it. But the devs have been pretty firm about this since the beginning with Bunny and Freyna. They don't like nerfing things. They don't want to nerf things. They want to buff other things. So we'll have to wait and see. I did want to also talk about the huge patch we're getting in December. I haven't seen too much about it. We should get more, as I said, we should get more information this weekend once they do the season 2 reveal. I'm assuming mega dungeons, the ones that we get in December, are just going to be like bigger dungeons. I don't think it's going to be like raids or anything like that. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know how many, like, I don't know how long it's going to take to do these mega dungeons, but hopefully it's pretty cool, because I feel like the 400% dungeons, they were like really cool for like the first week or two, and then it was just kind of like, you know, I think it would be a lot cooler if all of the dungeons were 400% and we weren't just like having to just rotate them, you know. Like I want to be able to do whatever dungeon I want to do that day, right? So I think that would be like a really good change for the game. Just make it all 400%. But what I really want, and I know some people might disagree with me here, is like a nightmare mode. Like, you know how Diablo has like nightmare mode? That would be sick. I want to, like, there needs to keep being increasing challenging content to like challenge our characters, because right now it's just like you one-shot everything, right? If you have ultimate Freyna built up or ultimate Bunny or whatever, you're basically just one-shotting everything anyway. You're just kind of running through the dungeon and everything just dies. So I don't know how they're going to address that. As I said, I don't think nerfing things is the correct call, but maybe make the content harder, because the 400% are really good. Like I really like that change. I think it was really cool. I loved it. But I think that overall, at the end of the day, the patches in the future and the content in the future need to be more than just like, okay, we changed this dungeon a little bit, here's a new ultimate, here's a new gun, here's a new boss, right? Because honestly, you can clear all of that within like a day or two. Like if you're at endgame and you have everything built up already, like there's not going to be that much for you to do. So we'll have to see. As I've always said, I think that the correct content can keep player engagement for a long time, but it just has to be the correct kind. Something that is like repetitive, but it's also like fun to play, and there's also like good rewards, such as like transcendent reactors, transcendent external components. Like we need to be able to keep getting stronger, but we also need more challenging content, because if we keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger, we have to have something to challenge us, right? I think this is also a big issue, as I've said in the past, is that with all the free boosts that they're giving, which is, don't get me wrong, I think it's cool, like, right, like it's cool to level up faster, it's cool to finish your builds faster, but if everybody is finishing everything faster, then you are going to run out of things to do much quicker. It is nothing compared to launch. People still say, I still see people say, even after all the buffs, that this game's too hard, it's too grindy, which, oh my god, it blows my mind, man. It's like, dude, it's not even close to what it was on launch. It's not even close, man. On launch, it was like 500,000 times worse than it is now. Like, I think it's too easy now, to be honest with you. But that's just my experience as an in-game player. Maybe I would feel differently if I started a new account. I don't know, bro. Probably not. I feel like this game has had so many buffs to make your characters like level faster. You can finish building a character, like full build them in like a day, if you have the catalyst, right? But I don't know, man. As I said, maybe I'm in the minority, but they've made it much easier than what it used to be. I don't think they need to make it easier. The game was intended to be a grinding game. I think they should stick to that. Like, you know, if you want to make it easier to level up and do stuff like that, that's awesome, but there needs to be end game instead, in supplement of like going to unlock something or leveling up your character or something like that, right? Because if it's like super easy now, because we've gotten Void Fragment buffs, we've gotten the Void Reactor boss nerfed, we got dungeon increased XP, We got free boost. We got, I mean, bro, it's just so much easier than what it used to be. Like, it used to take me like 50 to 60 hours to unlock an ultimate. Now I can unlock an ultimate. Like I unlocked ultimate Freyna in like a day. Like, not even like a few hours, just because I had like shape stabilizers and my characters were so strong at that point that there was nothing challenging. It was just like I would kill everything in one hit anyways. Obviously, this is going to change depending on how long you've played the game and how powerful your characters are, right? Like, if you're really weak and you're struggling to clear like outposts and like the void reactor bosses, your experience is not going to be the same as mine, right? Also, RNG plays a factor, but when you're one-shotting everything, you're getting done with everything much quicker. But I don't want to go on a super long tangent about that. I feel like I've talked about that enough. Hopefully they keep the grinding difficulty as is. I feel like if they keep pushing it in this direction to where it's just like you can finish everything in a day, people are just not going to log in, right? So we'll have to wait and see, though. That is going to be up to the devs and what they decide to do. The game's been out for quite a while now, so I feel like if you have been playing since day one, you're most likely at in-game. I don't know for sure, but I would assume so. I do think they need to make these Descendants, though. Like, they said they're planning on merging these, like having a way to merge them with their ultimates, which I think is really cool. I think it's a good idea because, like, I don't want to blow all my catalysts on like a normal Descendant and then a week later they're like, Ultimate Blair's coming and I just dropped like, 8 catalysts in them. That would suck, right? But they have talked about having a way to convert your normal ones into your ultimates, which I think is really good. However, it does take out that leveling content, right? Like, it takes out that time. If you can immediately turn your normal Descendant into your ultimate and your normal one's already like max leveled and you have max catalyst, then as soon as the ultimate drops, you're not going to have anything to do, right? I mean, except just like test out the ultimate, obviously. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's a fine line to walk. I think we just need better end-game content is really what it boils down to. But this is coming from someone who has played this game like a lot. As I said, if you're just now starting and you've only been playing for like a few weeks, maybe a couple weeks, whatever, you're not going to have the same experience as somebody who's been playing since day one. You're probably going to have a lot left to do, right? But if you've been at in-game for a while, you've cleared every boss, you've almost maxed every gun, there's not too much for you to do except just kind of like log in, throw your research in, log out, right? Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. I don't want to make this like a half-hour long video. I just wanted to update you guys. I am still casually playing TFD. I'm not playing as much as I used to just because there's not that much left for me to do. I will still be making content on it when we get like some cool updates, new stuff to talk about. I don't want to just throw out like videos for stuff that I've already talked about. I do this as like a hobby and not as a full-time job. I don't want to just throw out videos just for the sake of throwing out videos. I feel like it's like indigenous or whatever, like just like I'm trying to get views or whatever. So if there is like anything cool that I can think of to like talk about and it's like a video that I haven't done already, I'd be more than happy to do it. But right now there doesn't seem like that much to be able to talk about. I don't know though, if you guys have any ideas and you want to see me like cover something, let me know. But other than that, I'm playing TFD casually now, just logging in, doing my research, maybe doing a couple boss runs, a couple dungeons, stuff like that for the ETA 0 vendor. But overall, I still think it's a good game. I think we have a lot of good content coming up. I think December is going to be like really good with the mega dungeons. Hopefully they are really cool. And then we have season 2 after that. So, but I just wanted to update you guys. I hope you have a good one. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sub if you did enjoy it. I will be covering TFD for a very long time, but I might be taking breaks in between the like slow content periods or whatnot. Anyways, y'all have a good one. My name's Sam X Plays. Sub if you like the video. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.